Hello, everyone. The question is the relationship between the food and diabetes. Okay, this is what it is. As you all know, it is the refined and processed carbohydrate that is converted into glucose, and the insulin being produced in large quantities over a period of time, the tissues develop insulin resistance, and that results in the sugars going up. In other words, insulin resistance is the cause, the sugar going up is the result. So, diabetes got nothing to do with sugar, it's to do with insulin resistance. In other words, tissues don't listen to the insulin signals. This is a general thought process, and this is what I've been thinking all these days. However, there can be other reasons for the sugars going up or the insulin resistance going up and consequently the sugar. Because we have been thinking all these days, when you change the food to a low carb diet, the insulin resistance becomes insulin sensitivity and the sugar goes down. There's another way to think about this. When you change the diet, what happens is that the gut microbiome or the gut bacteria also changes, because what we eat determines what sort of bacteria we have. Generally, in the intestine, we have good bacteria and bad bacteria, and in a normal person, the good ones are much more than the bad ones. However, when a person is on an inflammatory diet, that is processed, refined carbohydrates, toxic foods, the gut microbes change for the worse. The bad ones become more, the good ones become less. In this context, the bad gut bacteria, one group is known as gram-negative bacteria. They have a wrap around them, which is known as LPS, that is lipopolysaccharide. This is absolute poison. All of us have it, but under normal circumstances, the amount is very pretty low, and they don't exert any major ill effects on the body. However, when we are exposed to toxic environment, the balance changes, meaning the toxic bacteria increase in number. This in turn causes damage to our intestinal lining, causing what is known as a leaky gut. So this toxic bacteria, along with the coating, that is lipopolysaccharide, enters the system. It causes what is known as a systemic inflammation. The whole body is inflamed. So one theory is that this inflammatory chemicals can destroy the insulin receptors in the cell, thereby causing tissue insulin resistance and ultimately resulting in the sugars going up. So this one other thought process which has got to enter in our mind, especially the diet counselors, they have to highlight. So that is why you see different people responding to different types of food favorably and unfavorably. You see some people on a low carb diet, high fat diet, they don't seem to respond as certain others do. The problem could be with the gut microbiome or gut bacteria. So this is very important, and we have to consider this as well.